Well, hello everyone, this is Etta, and I come to you today to tell you about the Oregon system of voting here in November. I think Oregon system here in Oregon has the very best system that they are anywhere. I don't know of any another state that has this system like Oregon, but I am so grateful for Oregon for having the system that they do, because I have already got all my stuff here. I got it yesterday in to do my voting on. And here's the envelope that it all came in. And alright, inside the envelope here is the pamphlet and everything. And right here, if you will see these black marks here, well, right here, right there. Well, this is for senators right here. And you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people running here for a senator out of Oregon. Well, you see there's an arrow. You see the arrow on by each name there? Well, all you do is take a blue ballpoint pen or a black ballpoint pen, no pencils, and you draw in and you fill in the middle of that arrow by the name that you want, that you want to vote for. So there is no question. The rest of them are blank. So when it gets in there, there's no question to the ones that's accounting the votes or looking at the votes who you voted for, because all the rest of them are blank. Like in Florida, they have so much trouble with the machines and the chads, fallen chad, or the chad, the machine didn't push it out and the chad is still there. So they can't tell, who they voted for. And they have to go over them, and they got to hire people for all this deal. All through, and they got to hire people, extra time and extra money and everything else to go through all this ridiculous nonsense. Well, Oregon used to have the machines too, but they did away with them, and they found this very simple way. And believe it or not, it's a lot less expensive. They save a lot of money, because these machines was always breaking down. You got to hire somebody to keep them, and then you got to have someone there. And the machines has broke down right in the middle of the polls and the voting and everything else. So I'm just saying that it's so simple. You just take and you just fill it in. You just draw. You just draw. In between, like that little arrow left there, you just fill. It's blank in the middle. Well, you just fill it in. Draw a line from one place to the other. And that's all you do. And for the issues like yes or no, or for taxes or anything else that you're voting for, and they've got all kinds of issues in this pamphlet too. Besides the people that were sending, they got it for Congress, they've got it for judges, they've got it for Eugene election things, and they got for, amendments to things. I don't believe in amending too much. If things is working, why change them? That's my opinion. If things is working out all right, why amend something that's working fine? And so, anyway, you got this other envelope right here. Let's see, you got this other envelope that comes in the envelope, and it's called the secrecy envelope. And after you fill out and get all your arrows where you want them at, then you put it inside this secretly envelope and you seal it up. And then you have the envelope that comes in this that you're getting ready to mail back to them. And then you put your name and address up there. But then on the back, looky here. Now who can miss that? Sign here. You see that? In big letters, sign here. And you sign your name and your signature on that line. Now they explain to you, if your signature is not on this envelope on the outside when they get it, they don't bother opening it up. They toss it aside. But how can you miss it? It's right on the back. Sign here. And then underneath it tells you, if this envelope is not signed there with your signature, it will not be counted and tossed out. So, how much more plainer can it be? So then you put everything else inside the thing here, inside this envelope, but just to mail back. All right, now you can either put stamps on it, and I think the stamps are 44 cents right now. And I would say you better take it to the post office if you're going to mail it, because I think that as heavy as this is and as big and bulky as this is, I think it would cost more than 44 cents. A lot of people have made a mistake and just slapped a 44-cent stamp or a stamp on it, and then it comes back to them. Well, by the time it comes back to them, it's too late to mail them. Then they got to either do something, I don't know. But a lot of people wait to the very last minute to get these things done. All right, I've already got this, and this is the 16th. And I've got 14 or 15 days left in the month of October. And my husband and I will sit down in our armchairs, and we will go over the people and the issues. But besides that, they always send you out a voting pamphlet, a great big, it's a booklet. And inside this, it tells everybody that is running for Congress, everybody that's running for the Senate, everybody's running for the judge, and then also, and each one of the people that's running, they will tell what they're for and what they stand for. So you can read about the people and kind of decide from there who you get some idea of, who's going to be the best or who you think is going to be the best. And also on the issues like marijuana, they're going to vote on that again. We've already passed it, but I think it's going to go over again. Then for raising some taxes on some stuff, well then in this booklet it has the pros and it's got the cons. And it tells you, so you can read that and then you can decide from that, which way to vote, yes or no on those. So it's very simple, it's very, very relaxed until my husband and I get in a little argument. Oh, well, not exactly, but a disagreement. So you see, he and I don't vote always the same. He may think this person would be great, and I may think that person would be great. And we always don't vote on the same person. And when it comes to the issues, we don't always vote yes or no together. But most usually, I'd say 98% of the time on a voting ballot, that he and I are pretty much in agreement with each other on things. I don't try to sway him, and he don't try to sway me. He says, well, this is what I believe, and I say, well, I don't think so. This is the way I believe. He says, then you just vote your way, and I'll vote my way. I says, all right, we shall. He says, well, I'm just going to kill your vote. I said, no, I'm killing yours. Oh, well. We have a good time when it comes to this. But we have the pamphlet book to go over the issues, and you are so relaxed in your home. And you know what? When you go to a voting booth or voting poll, it's usually bad weather, storm and rain, and it can be good weather. But then you've got to show your ID and prove to the people there that who you are, and then you have to sign your name. You got to go through all this rigmarole, and then you go into this little thing and you pull the curtain, and there's a big line of people that day, and they're waiting to get in to do their voting. So you feel a little pushed and a little rushed on getting your things done, and that always made me nervous because sometimes I didn't know exactly if I was pushing the right button or the right lever or what. But
How about them Hoosiers?
I mean, it's just one of those things that it was always done, you know. And after you push or a lever or button or whatever, it's too late. You've already voted. You just as well forget about it and go on because there's no correcting it. So before you draw this line from on your little arrow to fill it in, you can sit and debate and make sure that you know what you're doing before you do it, too. And it's all inside your home. How relaxed and how wonderful. So anybody here in Oregon that don't send in or get their voting in or vote, it's nonsense. It's the most easiest way that I know of. I mean, I wouldn't change it for nothing. And it is a lot less expensive than the rest of the states in the way they do it. And then all the HIPAA and all. I suggest that Florida develop this very quick, and that will stop all that Florida nonsense and some of the other states that is having all these nonsense problems. It'll stop it. So after you do that, then up here about a mile away at the Bethel Library is this, it's a big white box and it says voting. It's like the mailboxes, you know, out on the streets, the big old blue ones you see that has the, you know, the flag on it and says mail on it. Well, this white one stands in back there and it says for the voting pamphlets, for voting. So we don't even have to get out of our car. We can just drive around the circle and throw our in, and we don't have to put a stamp on them or do nothing else. Very simple and very easy. And they got these things all over the city, all over the county, and every city and every town has got them all scattered all over everywhere. But if you prefer and you want to mail them in, make sure you get enough stamps or enough postage on there so they'll go. Because there's nothing like getting something back, you know. And so, anyway, I just wanted to let everybody know that I've got mine in, and we usually turn ours in before, well, we'll be having ours turned in before November. Yeah, we'll get, just as soon as we get it done, we don't hold it back to the, you know, and there is some people that does that. They will get their ballots and everything filled out, and they hold them back and they hold them back and they hold them back until they want to do the very last minute. And I won't say, but I got a sister. And then that held theirs back and held theirs back and held theirs back because they's going to turn them in on voting day. Well, something come up, and being old and senile like all of us seniors are, they didn't get theirs turned in. She's crying about it. Well, I can't help it. She had it filled out a week before, so why didn't they go and do something about it then? So that's why I'm saying it's so easy. You don't have to hold them back to the last day, voting day, to rush down to do it. As soon as you get yours all filled out and everything, then you go and you either mail it or then you take it and drop it in one of these boxes. So this is the way that we do it, and I think at every state, I think they should adopt this system. And they can sit back in their armchair and have their cup of cocoa like I do. All right. God bless everybody and have a nice day. I just wanted to let everybody know. I am so glad the way Oregon does to have their voting system. Bye now. God bless.